Roy Jones, I think that's the softest body I've ever seen Oscar De La Hoya bring into the ring, or at least the softest looking body.
Looking.
May not be ineffective, just doesn't have the same muscular clarity and cut as was the case previously.
De La Hoya is coming out.
Hard punches to the body right away.
De La Hoya is coming out and trying to bully the young fighter, trying to make an impression on a guy who has never been in with a fighter of his class.
What do you think of this, Roy?
It's a good idea, but I try himself out. It's his first time fighting this big of a weight class, so you better watch it. But one thing he's not worried about is the guy's punching power. That's why he can lay in here like this.
Takes a little left and is momentarily knocked off stride. De La Hoya focusing intensely on Sturm's body early, trying to get to that ribcage viciously here in round one.
Sturm keeps his hands very high, perhaps inviting those body blows.
Yep, De La Hoya eyeing the body and targeting a right hand. He actually loaded up on it to throw it to the belly.
A good left hook inside by Sturm.
Sturm's jab seems to be one of his best punches.
You know, he is a well-schooled fighter from the tapes I've seen at him. How well he can take a punch or deliver a punch to a naturally smaller man remains to be seen, but he knows how to fight.
Well, you heard Emanuel Stewart complimenting his hand speed, and you know, when he fires that jab, it's a laser.
He already has a reddened nose.
Oscar goes back to the body again.
And Oscar's face is also a little red.
Redder than Sturm, to be exact.
Left hook to the body by De La Hoya, working very hard to try to get at the ribcage. Now he steps up and fires a right hand upstairs.
You know, a couple of those shots from Sturm seem to have moved De La Hoya, Roy.
I think so,
whole
too.
body.
I think so, too. And the jab knocks him back when he lands it.
Well, he isn't playing it as cautiously as Hopkins did, that's for certain.
Now, there's already been more contact here than was the case in the first 3 rounds of Hopkins versus Robert Allen. Good left hook by Sturm.
He's trying to wear Sturm down.
Great right hand by De La Hoya. Now De La Hoya begins to work upstairs after focusing almost exclusively to the body for the first 2 minutes of the fight. Oscar wants to see if his jab has an effect on Sturm's, the way Sturm's jab appears to affect De La Hoya.
Looks like they're
now De La Hoya lands a jab and a right hand.
His nose is bleeding. I don't think he should stand there and fight this crazy fight.
It looks like they're both standing in each other's pocket.
I'm not sure matching strength for strength is really smart against Felix Sturm, but now De La Hoya rallies and lands combinations down the stretch, and Sturm looks at him and smiles and holds the glove up as if to say, good sparring round.
Yeah, that's a crazy fight for De La Hoya to fight this type of fight early. He doesn't know enough about this guy to fight that type of fight.
And his nose is bleeding.
Our German translator is Jens Halling.
You have to move more. You make it very good. Think about our plan. You have to use your legs more.
Okay?
Easy hard. All right? Okay, now breathe in deep and let out slow. Come on. Come on.
All right, seconds out, guys. 11 years ago against Troy Dorsey, Oscar De La Hoya threw 113 punches in a round. In the first round here, by CompuBox count, he threw 103 punches. That's the second most punches he's ever thrown in any single round, and he did it in his first fight ever at 160 pounds. So how much does De La Hoya have in the bank for round 2 after trying to put so much pressure on Sturm in round 1? Meanwhile, Felix Sturm, by CompuBox numbers, landed 13 out of 30 jabs and 22 out of 48 punches. That's a very high connect percentage. Sturm with a right hand across the top, little left hook inside, trying to get the blood flowing in De La Hoya's nose again, and here it comes.
And he's keeping the pressure on De La Hoya, which is not good. Because he's used to this weight, De La Hoya is not.
You know, De La Hoya has cut in the past. And at this rate of exchange, at this close quarters, he could get cut again.
Good body combination by De La Hoya, and there was an uppercut inside that he mixed in, but
Good
now
jab.
Sturm knocks him back with the jab again. This is an excellent jab.
That's his best punch, I believe.
Well, that's what Oscar said coming into the fight. Said, I have to be concerned about his jab. He has a very good one. Right now, it looks as though he has to be concerned about his strength as well.
Yeah, but what Oscar has to do is catch Sturm when he opens up to hit Oscar, and then hit Sturm.
Oh, quick left hook by Sturm. Oscar taps him 3 times in return. Sturm takes his time, picks his spot, fires that jab. Hits it right on the top of De La Hoya's head. Now the little left hook again inside as De La Hoya pecks and pounds and tries to get something to Sturm's body. Right hand lead by Sturm. And the jab again lands. Oscar's going to have to do something to get away from Sturm's jab.
Yes, he is.
Don't think that Bernard Hopkins isn't taking notes, although it's probable that De La Hoya would fight Hopkins in a different style.
Yeah, he'll have to.
Well, I don't think he'd go out and throw 103 punches in the first round against him.
His jab's going to give him problems tonight if he's not careful.
They trade shots upstairs. De La Hoya has been very high volume in punching to Sturm's body in the first couple of rounds, and Sturm almost landed the uppercut, which was thrown very quickly. One potential technical flaw, Sturm loves to throw uppercuts and sometimes throws them from far out. That would give De La Hoya a chance to counter if it happens.
Yep. And that's what De La Hoya must be waiting on. Because I never see him come out and just come after a guy like this.
Oh, good left to the body and a good left hook upstairs by Oscar De La Hoya. Quick combination, double left hook. Interested observer, Bernard Hopkins, already dressed and recovered from the easy victory over Robert Allen, and now taking in the De La Hoya fight. Well, a little bit of a fib. He said he'd be sitting in the front row. He's in the front row of that sofa.
Probably couldn't get back out here in time enough to start the fight. And he doesn't want to miss anything.
Okay, I tell you, you control everyone. Take a round off in this box, okay? Just take a round off, make it mess, okay? But right now, you got to move your head.
Your jabs are coming very good. You have to be quicker. Move your legs more. It's working very good.
Jabs through the second round. CompuBox numbers. De La Hoya 19 out of 87. Sturm 27 out of 68. You heard Floyd Mayweather say, take a round off and just make him miss. Is that an admission that Oscar's getting hit too much?
Getting hit too much and spending too much energy in case he has to go into a long fight.
He threw 185 punches in the first 2 rounds. That jab lands again, flush for Sturm. Oscar doubling Sturm's punch output. But to what ultimate effect? We'll see.
Now Oscar's fighting like Oscar.
Now, what do you mean when you say he's fighting like Oscar?
Well, he's fighting behind his jab. That's the way he usually fights, is behind his jab. And more things happen for him, more positive things happen for him when he fights behind his jab.
You notice how Oscar is now hiding his chin under his shoulder. It's a classic way to fight. Hopkins does it as well. That's something that he's gotten from Mayweather.
Yeah, but he's breathing with his mouth open already, too.
And the blood begins to flow again from De La Hoya's nose. Sturm so far is the unmarked fighter.
Yeah, but
there's the uppercut.
He's taking a lot of good body shots, though.
An awful lot of good body shots early for De La Hoya. Another rat-a-tat to the body. Quick across the top with the right hand. Trainer told him between rounds to be quicker. I think it's been pretty quick already.
He's not throwing no body shots.
Hard right hand by Sturm.
He should throw some body shots. But they will kill late in the fight.
Good jab by Sturm. Good body shot by De La Hoya. De La Hoya flirting with the belt line now as he keeps going to the body against Sturm.
This is wonderful stuff at close quarters.
Yes, it is.
Highly technical fighting, shoulder to shoulder. Variety of punches from both fighters, and again, Sturm's jab knocks De La Hoya back a foot. De La Hoya going to the body, Sturm countering with a left hook upstairs.
Now, everything Sturm is doing is upstairs. De La Hoya is working up and down, which is very good for him. Late in the fight, these things will tell a story.
Swelling around the left eye of De La Hoya.
From that jab, no doubt.
And as De La Hoya opens up to try to go after Sturm again, Sturm pops him with a little counter left hook. Felix Sturm, just sitting back and letting Oscar De La Hoya bring the fight to him, has held his own so far.
Give me water. Give me water. Give me water. Give me water. Water. Come on.
What's on that protector if you guys will?
All right. Come on. Come on.
A look at Sturm's jab.
There you see that good jab. He's getting good extension on it, and it's popping Oscar's head back. And I don't think Oscar's liking it. That's what's causing most of the damage to Oscar's face right now. But that's his best punch, so.
That is a medley of jabs I can't remember De La Hoya getting hit with in the past.
But he's not trying not to get hit with him.
CompuBox numbers through 3. De La Hoya 57 out of 258. Sturm 61 out of 150. This will be interesting. Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Okay, Jim. 2 rounds to 1, 29-28. Oscar De La Hoya. Jim, I got to tell you something. At the rules meeting yesterday, this is very interesting. The Germans objected to Oscar De La Hoya wearing that cup that high. Mark Ratner explicitly said that on Monday he examined the cup and it would be around the belly button. Guess what, guys? It's too high.
It's riding up again.
You're right, Harold.
Look.
And don't you guys think that Bernard Hopkins does not realize how high that cup is?
Oh, absolutely. Taking notes. So round 3 was a trading round. Now round 4 begins with a lot of the same. Sturm continues to work behind the jab, and De La Hoya continues concertedly going to the body.
He had a little double left hook in there, Roy.
Good double hook and a good right hand that he came back with after.
Strong right hand lead by Sturm. So am I safe in guessing at this point, Roy, that Felix Sturm is a better fighter than you might have thought he was?
No, I just didn't expect Oscar to fight this type of a fight.
Gotcha. It's the choice that De La Hoya has made.
Like I always say about Oscar, it all depends on what fight Oscar brings to the table.
Could it turn out to be the right choice if all this body punching wears Sturm down?
Yeah, it will be the right choice if that happens, but if not, then it would be the wrong choice.
Because it will have exposed De La Hoya to so much punishment to his face early.
Exactly.
And also using up energy.
So a calculated gamble now in the first 4 rounds of a 12-round fight against Felix Sturm. Oscar De La Hoya fighting at 160 pounds for the first time. Uncharted territory.
Sturm seems to be gaining more and more confidence, though.
By the same token, De La Hoya doesn't look quite as certain of himself as he did when he came out at the beginning of round 1.
No, he can't fight Bernard Hopkins like this. No way.
There's that jab again. And when I say that, I'm talking about Felix Sturm's stiff jab, which is giving Oscar De La Hoya trouble. hand by De La Hoya in close. And the left hook. And the left to the body. 5 solid shots in a row by Oscar De La Hoya.
I believe he was trying to steal that round the last 10 seconds, and he may have done so.
Let me see your face. Use your jabs in the middle. You did good so far. But you have to be faster. Use your jabs. Keep them coming. He will show.
Relax. Get some grease on it.
Fifth round, Bob.
Come on. Grease on it. Let's go. Oscar, if you measure, drop your right hand. Try to do this. Slip, slide your head. Don't stay in one.
I imagine that some of the people who are very interested in the Hopkins-De La Hoya fight down the road and all the revenues it can generate might be just a tad nervous about now.
Wondering why would he choose to fight this type of a fight?
You know, it's a good observation, Roy, because usually when you have, you know, this kind of a showcase to build toward a bigger fight, the opponent is about a C-level guy. Felix Sturm is no C-level opponent.
The Ring Magazine ranks him number 7 in the world in the middleweight class.
Power-wise, he is a C-level guy, and that's why Oscar can take these risks. But still, why should Oscar make this hard on himself like this?
Good double left hook to the body and straight right hand upstairs by De La Hoya. Oscar doing a better job now of using his gloves to block shots, but now Sturm gets in a jab and a left hook. And a good left hook to the body.
For two guys who could be male models, they're really sticking their noses in there.
Excellent combination upstairs by De La Hoya. Doesn't seem to have lost any hand speed, that's for sure.
None at all. No power either.
If De La Hoya managed to steal that 4th round, he was trying to do it against a guy that CompuBox saw landing half his punches in the round. Felix Sturm, 22 out of 44. De La Hoya nearly doubling that, throwing 81 punches.
There was that good uppercut by Felix Sturm just a second ago, though.
As Oscar's punch output stays very high, and these body shots continue to land, you wonder if Sturm will risk enough to give himself a chance to stay with De La Hoya in the fight.
You know, the fact that Oscar is his hero, as he has put it, you know, there may be some element of machismo here, of him wanting to stand in and show the hero that he's as tough as he is, because in the tapes that I watched of him, he moved a lot more. He didn't stand quite as much toe-to-toe. Like this.
Yeah, well, there he goes.
Begins to warm to the task as they try to lift their hero. De La Hoya with blood flowing from his nose, banging away at Sturm's body. Little right hand in there, but Oscar's defense has tightened up.
Yes, it has.
How'd he do that, Roy?
Well, he just made a few adjustments, brought the hand over in front a little bit more.
Just ate a big
Stopped that
left
jab.
hook.
Yes, he did.
Ate a big left hook inside. Luckily for De La Hoya, Sturm is not a big puncher.
That's what I'm talking about.
Sturm kind of shaking his head there as if to say, I think I almost had it.
He must be getting tired.
Fascinating fight.
Look at it. Now move your head. You got to move your head. I was watching like that. You don't cut right here. Breathe. Deep breath. Breathe in deep.
Okay.
Let out slow. Again. What you gotta do, man? This guy's, you hurt this guy, man. This guy's backing up. He's running now.
You did very good so far. Your jab's showing a result. Keep them coming. And they will slow him down. Take a deep breath.
I don't like this. You're doing very well so far. Unless it's some German colloquialism, it suggests that maybe you won't do as well later on.
Like you're expected to do too good in this, but
Something might be lost in translation. Let's not be too critical here. Deloy 18 out of 79 per round, average through round 5. Sturm 19 out of 46 per round, average through round 5. So in other words, Sturm is landing just as many punches as Deloy, but Oscar is throwing many more. Often the judges respond to sheer activity.
In a close round, they will. Absolutely. And some of these are very close rounds.
Among the 9 knockouts in 20 fights, Felix Sturm has never scored a knockout past the 5th round. So we're already past the distance at which Sturm has scored all of his knockouts. But his jab's still working.
good body shot by Sturm.
Excellent body shot. I'm not sure what Floyd Mayweather Sr. was talking about when he claimed that Sturm was running now. I haven't seen him run. There's a good hard right hand right down the pipe by De La Hoya.
It was almost as if he was trying to buck up De La Hoya's spirits.
Left hook lead by Sturm. Yeah, I think you're right. Because it didn't square with the reality in the fight. I always wonder when it happens, if the fighter thinks to himself, why is my trainer lying to me? Do we have something to worry about here that I don't know about? De La Hoya with the jab, Sturm with a quick left hook. Three-punch combination by De La Hoya in return.
Good uppercut by Sturm.
He loves that shot, and it brings blood flowing from De La Hoya's nose again. Sturm's activity level does seem to be dropping just a little bit.
Well, actually, both of them does right now.
Yep. So if Sturm's activity level is dropping, it's probably because De La Hoya isn't giving him as many chances by throwing.
Those body shots could be taking an effect on him now.
Another possibility. All the body investment that De La Hoya did early in the fight, now perhaps contributing to a limitation of Sturm's punch output. And now Floyd Mayweather Sr.'s right. In the last 20 seconds of the round, he did run. And Hopkins watches with his brain trust as they comment on what De La Hoya is doing and make their plans for the big potential September mega fight. I remember when Oscar De La Hoya came to Atlantic City to watch Pernell Whitaker tune up against Felix Hurtado, and or Diabeles Hurtado, and Hurtado knocked Whitaker down twice. And De La Hoya was about to have a heart attack.
Right beside us. He was sitting at ringside.
Punches thrown per round, and you can see De La Hoya swamping Sturm in overall activity, even while Sturm is landing just as many as his Oscar. In fact, in round 6, by CompuBox numbers, Sturm landed 19 out of 41, De La Hoya 14 out of 69. So again, it's Sturm who's landing at the higher connect percentage, but it's Oscar who's throwing more of the punches. Harold, how do you have it through 6?
Okay, Jim. 4 rounds to 2, 58-56, Oscar De La Hoya. Jim, I tell you something. Oscar De La Hoya has gone to that same crab-like defense, crossed hands defense that we saw Floyd Mayweather Jr. use against DeMarcus Pauly a few weeks back. And I tell you something, it's helping him a lot. But I thought Felix Sturm did win round 6, landed some nice shots, giving Oscar a lot of problems with that left jab. De La Hoya, based on activity, clean punches.
So what you're saying is that in order to keep winning rounds, De La Hoya has to keep that high punch output up, because when his punch output slackens off, then the focus goes to Sturm's accuracy and how he's able to land his shots. We're in the 7th round, and De La Hoya, still with blood flowing from his nose, tries to keep gaining rounds against Felix Sturm. And now Sturm looks at me and winks.
He's a very relaxed. I was just about to say, Jim, even before he winked, he's so relaxed in there. He seems comfortable in the ring, as does De La Hoya. This is not a foreign place to him.
Not at all.
And he's handling this big occasion very nicely.
And he speaks perfect English, so he can hear us. He knows what we're saying over here. And that's probably the reason he winked at me. There was that right uppercut again. Now he comes over the top with the right hand. This guy has good technical skills.
Yes, he does, and he has good hand speed. That's what is allowing a lot of these punches to land, because of his good hand speed.
Well, that's what Emmanuel Stewart said before the fight. To the surprise of many, he said, hey, there's no big hand speed difference here, and that has proven the case. Sturm rips De La Hoya with a right and a left and backs him up. De La Hoya with a good job dodging that right.
He's using his educated left shoulder very well, Roy.
Yes, he is.
Sturm slips inside, pops him with a little jab. De La Hoya's punch output in this round has not been extraordinary either. Now remember, De La Hoya has a pattern in 12-round fights of wearing down as the fight goes on. That could become a huge factor here in what seems to be a reasonably close fight. And if he was wearing down at 147 and 154, why wouldn't he in his first outing at 160?
You're right, and that's what I was worried about when he came out with such a huge punch output in the early round.
Tactical round.
It's interesting that at the end of the round, he moves away, knowing that De La Hoya is going to try to steal the round with a fusillade.
Don't get discouraged, man. Relax. Can move.
8th round coming up. 8th round.
Here. Here. What you need to do is here. You're throwing a jab. You won't pick it off. What you got to do, man, stay close to the guy, run your punches off, and grab him.
You have to use your left hook more. Did you notice? He is getting slower. You're seeing the results now of all your work.
After all these years, Joel De La Hoya Sr. still shouts instructions to Oscar's corner during the fight, still stands up and motions to the seconds, trying to get his communication with De La Hoya through the fight. Of course, we've covered over the years the story of Oscar's progression from trainer to trainer. Robert Alcazar, Jesus Rivero, Gil Clancy, back to Alcazar, ultimately settling on this odd alliance with Floyd Mayweather Sr. What do you think it's done for him, Roy?
Well, it's increased his hand speed for sure. It's made his boxing skills a little bit better because he does different things that they never did in the past.
Good right hand.
But at the same time, it's easier to hit him now because he stays in and punches more.
Interesting, because a lot of people thought that Mayweather would tighten his defensive skills.
Well, you tighten your defensive skills, but the more you punch, the more accessible you are to get hit.
Incidentally, I left out Emmanuel Stewart in that list of trainers.
You know, what I think he's done is Oscar no longer is the dynamic puncher he was. He doesn't let it all go because he's more concerned about his boxing. But at the same time, against these bigger men, I think he needs boxing skills.
And he does have boxing skills, and you're right. He needs that more so than he does power, because speed is power.
Mayweather said a fascinating thing to De La Hoya between rounds 7 and 8. He said, don't get discouraged.
Sounds to me like Mayweather's getting a little discouraged.
You wonder if you expected to hear that from the other corner, not from Oscar's.
Well, what we was hearing from the other corner wasn't so good either earlier.
Well, maybe they thought that they were going to get him out of here by now. And that's what they're talking about.
That they were going to get Sturm out of here by now?
Yeah.
Too big, too strong, in my view. Some people compared Sturm coming in to De La Hoya's first 154-pound opponent, Javier Castillejo of Spain. And in that fight, De La Hoya outboxed Castillejo and finally knocked him down for the first time with 10 seconds to go in the round. But Sturm's stronger than Castillejo and quicker.
Much stronger and much quicker.
Sturm has now thrown 7 unanswered punches.
Which means he's not discouraged.
That's 9.
Oscar waved the jab in there, but finally goes back to the body. Now let's see if De La Hoya tries to steal the round in the last 30 seconds. There have been a lot of dull spots in this round. Sturm's done most of the punching. Will De La Hoya flurry now? And if so, will Sturm move out of the way?
Good hook by Sturm.
Look to the body. And there is no closing flurry from De La Hoya.
See how Sturm gets on the balls of his feet when the 10-second warning goes off. And that was his round in my judgment.
It was a little too slow. You have to keep up the pressure. But be careful, keep your hands up. We only have 4 rounds left. Keep your hands up and be careful with his counters. Be careful when he comes back at you.
Hey, Phil.
I feel good. Just,
Good. That's okay. That's okay. Do like I told you to do. Run them punches up and tie them up, all right? Run them off, tie them up, okay?
no me puedo mover. La espalda.
And whenever you put your hand on right there, the measure, drop your right hand behind it, and left hook.
Deep breath.
Deep breath.
Come on, just move
No, take a deep one.
Huh?
Big one, take a deep one. Let the punches go in tab.
Roy, is the perception going to be that if Oscar De La Hoya is having trouble with this unknown from Europe, how can he possibly compete with Hopkins?
No, I don't think that's going to be the conception.
Not the perception of fans.
But I don't think that'll be the perception. But at the same time, I think the route that he chose to fight this guy is what the main perspective is here. Because he fought a fight that he didn't have to fight.
You mean an opponent or a style?
No, he's
the
talking
style
about
of
the
a fight. The way he came out and attacked this guy, he didn't have to do this because that was the only thing that gave this guy a chance to even be in a fight as much as he is.
Well, gentlemen, the overriding question was, is De La Hoya being too overly ambitious in seeking to fight Bernard Hopkins? Wouldn't it be extraordinary if the question should have been, is De La Hoya overly ambitious in seeking to fight Felix Sturm? After 8 rounds, Harold Letterman has this fight scored even.
Yeah, and after 8 rounds, this fight is just about even. And it's looking better for Sturm all the time.
Absolutely. He has the momentum.
Yeah, because at this point, we expect Oscar to start diminishing some now. Sturm seems like he's coming up, coming alive.
This is the part of the bout in which De La Hoya has had problems in some of his biggest fights. Remember the pattern. Led Shane Mosley after 7 rounds in their first fight. Couldn't hold that lead down the stretch. Built an easy lead over Felix Trinidad. Couldn't hold that lead down the stretch. Led Shane Mosley again in their rematch after 6 or 7 rounds. Couldn't hold that lead down the stretch. What's happening here?
Oscar's being very tentative. Sturm is doing almost all the leading.
Sturm better not get relaxed either because Oscar still has enough power to knock him out.
I mean, if you didn't know who these fighters were, you would say that Sturm is De La Hoya and De La Hoya is Sturm, and that Sturm is breaking De La Hoya down.
Crowd is beginning to catch on too. It's an awfully quiet place right now. A nervous crowd as Sturm rips De La Hoya with a left hook. Oscar looking for another answer.
He's looking for a knockout right now. He doesn't want to outwork Sturm anymore because he don't think he can really outwork Sturm anymore, I don't think. So he's not looking for a knockout. If Sturm would go to the body some, this fight would be easy for Sturm because Oscar is right there for the picking for him. And if he fight Hopkins like this, he cannot beat Hopkins.
Unless Sturm runs out of gas, Oscar De La Hoya has a fascinating challenge facing him over the course of these last 3 rounds upcoming. Between rounds here, we'll get a sense of what Bernard Hopkins is thinking as he sizes up his chance to make $15 million this fall against Oscar De La Hoya. Smarty Jones lost today in a race in which a lot of people thought he might be unbeatable.
Well, you know, the Joneses are not having the best of luck this year.
No, but Smarty had some very good luck at the moment when you were having your bad luck, but all Joneses come proper sooner or later, I guess. And now let's go to Bernard Hopkins, who, as you've seen, has been sitting and watching the fight. And Bernard, you said you'd be very nervous if Oscar was being threatened. How nervous are you?
Well, I hope they don't come here and check my blood pressure. I agree with Roy. I mean, Oscar's fighting a fight that he really don't have to fight. I mean, he can just box, step to the left, step to the right, and make this fight a little easier. I think he's playing making the fight a little harder than he's supposed to. And Sturm is getting brave and brave every round. I think
he made
Roy
that
agree
choice.
with that too.
The choice was made, and now the die is cast. What can De La Hoya do in these last 3 rounds?
I think he just got to step it up and show that he can last the championship rounds and work combinations upstairs and downstairs, and just try to win by points, if not by knockout. But he must win these rounds, you know, convincingly.
And Roy says that there's nothing for you to learn from this because there's no way De La Hoya would fight you this way. You agree?
Oh, it wouldn't even last 12 rounds, Jim.
All right, thanks, Bernard.
Thanks.
Total in the 9th round, CompuBox numbers, De La Hoya 11 out of 54, Sturm 21 out of 39, including 11 out of 30 jabs. Harold, how do you have it through 9?
Okay, Jim. 5 rounds to 4. 86, 85 for the champion, Felix Sturm. Jim, I got to tell you something. I gave Sturm the last 4 rounds in a row. We talk about defense as being part of scoring. He keeps his elbows in tight, his hands up high. When De La Hoya goes to bang the body, he's picking those shots off on his forearms, and that's all there is to it. In the meantime, Sturm's left jab is getting in.
And incidentally, Harold Letterman has a loud voice, and Oscar De La Hoya was right in front of us, 7 feet away, as he heard that score recited. There's no way Oscar didn't at least hear out of the corner of his perception that Letterman has Sturm winning the fight.
Yeah, and I think Oscar is beginning to tire a little.
Roy, do you hear us in the ring when you're fighting?
Yes, I do.
That's what I thought. I mean, I've had many fighters turn and talk to us during fights about what we're saying in our commentary. It's never been a mystery to me that these guys are hearing us.
Oh, good shot.
Excellent left hand by Sturm.
But they're like little cuffs on the ear. They're not, they score points.
Well, that's all he wants to do right now, though, isn't it?
Well, that's his mentality. It's the mentality of a boxer, just like this. Short, little punches, cover up. Don't give Oscar a chance to retaliate.
That's the point. He's not giving De La Hoya a chance to land something big coming back.
And Oscar's right eye is beginning to swell, and this is not good for him.
Well, the right eye and the bloody nose will both be affected. That stiff, penetrating, constant jab that Sturm has landed throughout the fight. It's because of the jab that Sturm's connect percentage is extraordinarily high. Good right hand across the top from De La Hoya.
Yeah, but Sturm answered right back with his own.
Come on.
Another right hand lead lands for De La Hoya. This time Sturm didn't counter back. One little pop to the body. Scrutiny of the judges, very important now. Close fight down the stretch.
That jab is killing.
This is a very good fight.
That jab is killing. That jab is really killing Oscar. Yes, that jab is killing him. That jab is hurting Bernard Hopkins in the heart right now. I know it is.
I wonder if De La Hoya knew. Yesterday, for the first time in his career, he deferred and decided not to meet with us to discuss the fight. He skips in other words, the meeting that we normally have the fighters the day before the fight. He's never done it before.
6 minutes. 6 minutes. How
6 minutes. How you feel? Give me a right.
Smart. Smart boxing, huh? Come on.
You put any medicine on it? No, no medicine.
Smart boxing.
Put some water.
Smart boxing.
I don't have no medicine.
Body. Okay, right hand, now. Again. Die musst du haben, das
Be careful.
What if this fight turns out to be a draw? Will there still be a Hopkins-De La Hoya fight?
They better forget about it and go ahead to a Hopkins-De La Hoya fight. Oh, this might be what Oscar needs right here.
He's turned left-handed, Sturm. He's very good from the left-handed side. You would hardly know that he isn't a southpaw.
So here we are in the 12th instance in Oscar De La Hoya's career that he's gone past the 10th round. Sturm for the 3rd time, and what a fascinating tactical wrinkle now as Sturm has chosen to turn southpaw and frankly may stay here for the last 2 rounds. And De La Hoya has had big problems in the past with southpaws, but now he comes back hitting Sturm to the body and the head. Oscar De La Hoya trying to pull the most courageous rally of his career.
Yeah, I think it's crazy on Sturm's part because he's winning the fight right-handed. Why would you turn southpaw?
I agree with you, Roy.
Hammers De La Hoya with a couple of hard left-hand shots, however.
Maybe he feels Oscar is tired enough now that he can take this chance, but I wouldn't change it if it was
Great
working.
left hand down the middle, lands flush on De La Hoya's face.
After that flurry, it looks like De La Hoya has to regroup.
And he does.
Absolutely.
It not look like he does.
A life and death struggle now for Oscar De La Hoya in the next to last round against Felix Sturm.
Oh, good shot. Good try. He tried a good body shot there. That would have caused problems had it landed. Maybe his left hand is his stronger hand. Oh, good shot.
Excellent left upstairs. Sturm using this southpaw stance to clock De La Hoya with straight left hands.
Yeah, maybe his left hand really is his best hand. Steady landing that straight left lead.
See, the advantage that Sturm could have here is that De La Hoya's right hand is not his best hand, and the right hand is the one you want to shoot at a southpaw boxer.
But he improved it so much in recent years, he just looks too exhausted to throw right
Yes,
now.
he is. That's exactly what's wrong with him.
Oscar De La Hoya is too tired to mount an offense, and Felix Sturm is pot-shotting it.
And Sturm hasn't even gone to the body.
Because he scores upstairs.
Yep.
Harold Letterman had this fight even through 10, having given De La Hoya the 10th round, even though CompuBox numbers had Sturm landing more. Some of these have been close rounds, some of them were not. Generally speaking, the ones that weren't close rounds were the ones you could easily score for Sturm.
It will be the ultimate test of the officials in Las Vegas.
That was a good straight left by Sturm again.
You see the way Sturm again is not giving De La Hoya a chance to steal the round at the end.
Very
Giving him nothing at the end of the round.
Very smart stuff by Felix Sturm. Another
very
tough
smart.
round to score. One more time between rounds.
So, baby, last and final round.
Smart.
Last and final round. Last and final round. Look here. This last round, what you do just like I told you. Run your combination.
Final round. Touch him up middle of the ring. Good job. Thank you.
Run the combination about to tie him up, okay?
Okay?
Just do it with the speed. Let him come, let him give all he has, and then you counter right away. This is the last round. You almost have it. One round. And your dream comes true.
As the great Fats Waller once said, one never knows to one.
Nervous time in Las Vegas. The Oscar De La Hoya crowd rises to its feet to try to lift their hero.
But you know Oscar's coming hard this round.
CompuBox numbers had Sturm doubling De La Hoya's landed punch number in the last round, but De La Hoya had some eye-catching combinations. A lot of people thought that The last fight here,
good shot.
De La Hoya and Mosley would go to De La Hoya because of the favoritism of Vegas judges for him, but
good
Mosley
shot.
got a unanimous decision. Hard right hand punch by De La Hoya. Left hook to the body. Sturm landed 2 hard right hands of his own on the left.
And he's shaking his head at Oscar. He had another left.
Saying, no, no, you've made your run. Now the rest of the round is mine.
Good shot. That left hand is definitely killing. I don't care if he's southpaw or right-handed. It's killing.
So tell me, fellas, you
blocked
think
that right hand with his glove.
fellas, you think a Sturm Hopkins fight would be a big seller?
No, not at all.
Sturm corners De La Hoya with 1:42 to
Good
go.
body shot.
And hammers him to the body with the left hand. Oscar's going to need to win the fight down the stretch with the right hand if he's going to do it.
Oscar really needs a knockout to win this fight if you want to be honest about it, but
Well, let's see if the judges are
I
that
don't know how
honest.
it goes, but Oscar really is way behind in this fight. He
Well-
lost the last round big and he's losing this round big.
Sturm staying in the southpaw stance and saying, beat me with your right hand.
None of those punches landed. The crowd's good, but none of those punches landed.
Sturm lands a solid straight left. De La Hoya lands a 3-punch combination. Sturm hits him again with the left hand. Crowd is going berserk.
And you know that.
1 minute to go.
It appeared that De La Hoya's knees buckled, but I think he just slipped a little
just
bit.
slipped.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he
just
was
slipped.
hard hit.
He just
But he
slipped.
may be too exhausted to do much in this last minute. A very tired Oscar De La Hoya looking for an answer against Felix Sturm in a fight that he may be losing.
He is losing. No making in it.
It was not supposed to be this way. It was supposed to be a perfunctory step toward another mega fight. It was supposed to be the setup for one of the biggest fights in the last 20 years. Instead, it's high noon in Vegas between Felix Sturm and Oscar De La Hoya. Yes, that's right. I said Felix Sturm.
As I said before, guys, the ultimate test of the officials in Las Vegas. Are they going to blow away a mega fight in the fall?
I just want to know what you think, Larry. Who you thought won the fight?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I thought Sturm got no worse than a draw and could have won the fight.
I'll say it straight out. I thought De La Hoya beat Mosley last fall. I still believe it. I think he lost tonight to Felix Sturm.
Roy, what about you?
He lost the fight tonight, no doubt.
Harold, how do you have it?
Okay, Jim. 115, 113, Felix Sturm. 7 rounds to 5. No doubt about it. Jim, there's no substitute for keeping those hands up high, the elbows in tight. He picked off De La Hoya when he had to pick him off, and he landed that left jab all night. Felix Sturm won the fight.
And he ain't scared to say it.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, Shane Mosley didn't come close to being as effective against De La Hoya in that fight last September as Sturm was tonight, in my particular view. And here's a look at who the judges are who will make the official decision. Once again, they've disagreed with us before. Maybe they will again. Mike Liana out of Illinois was scoring for Robert Allen against Hopkins in the first of their 3 fights. Dave Moretti, veteran Vegas judge. You've seen him many times. Had Spinks beating Judah here. That was the majority call a couple of months ago. And Paul Smith. De La Hoya over Vargas 96-94 through 10. That was the conventional scoring of that fight. Michael Buffer's ready with the official decision. Here's a moment of drama, if ever we've had one.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the MGM Grand, we go to the scorecards. All 3 judges, Mike Liana, Dave Moretti, and Paul Smith scored the bout 115 to 113 for the winner by unanimous decision and new WBO middleweight champion of the world, the pride of East LA, the golden boy, Oscar de la